Hello, I'm Dianne Bzik, and welcome to Around Town. Today I'll be speaking with two lovely ladies, participants and title holders in the Miss Bedford Scholarship Program. I'd like to welcome Stephanie Iacuzio, who is Miss Bedford, and Emily Spencer, Miss Bedford Outstanding Teen.
Thank you.
Welcome, ladies.
Thanks.
So this is quite an interesting program and lots of benefits and opportunities. And I would like to ask you to say a little bit, first you, Stephanie, about what it is that got you drawn to this program.
Sure. I started competing 7 years ago when I was a senior in high school. I was really shy, I wasn't very confident, and I come from a family with 4 daughters in it, so I really needed to find a way to help pay for college. And my friend told me about the program. She was already competing, and she was like, just give it a try, see how it goes. I was absolutely terrified walking into my first pageant, and then I went through the day, I got on stage, and I loved it ever since.
That's terrific. That was a lot of courage it took to do that.
I guess. I mean, it didn't seem like it at the time. I just knew that if I wanted to be a teacher, I needed to get used to being in front of people.
Right. So that in that respect, that program has been helpful to you in just that one respect to bring out your confidence.
Oh, definitely.
That's excellent. And how about you, Emily? How did you get involved in the program?
So Miss Bedford was actually my first pageant ever. And my dance teacher was actually really involved with the pageant, so she suggested that I do it. So I did, and I've really loved it last year, so this is going to be my second year doing it.
That's great. What dance school do you go to? Who's your teacher?
Jennifer Reinert's my teacher. I go to New Hampshire School of Ballet.
Very nice. So you girls have individual platforms that you present when you go to these competitions. What is your platform, Stephanie?
So my platform is called Be Aware, Be Prepared, Self-Defense Education, and it's about promoting personal safety and personal safety networks and apps and tools and seminars for people in the general public to have, just so then they can be safe, because you never know what life is going to throw at you, and it's better to need and not have. To have and not need.
To have the information
right,
and
to
not
have the
need to
information and not
rely
need
on.
it.
Yeah, one of your things was ABCs of, what is that? ABCs of?
Conflict avoidance. So it's several mnemonic devices that follow alphabetical order, tips and tricks to stay safe. Like A is avoid a potentially dangerous situation. Don't go into somewhere that you already know ahead of time isn't really safe, or that you're not aware of where you're going. If it's a new place and that you're like one person going and there's a bunch of people there that you don't know, maybe you should bring a friend along, or you should have somebody there that's ready to help you out in case of anything. B is be calm and breathe. So even if you're in a situation where you are possibly being attacked, it sounds kind of silly, but take a deep breath and calm your body down. That one breath will help you slow down your heart rate, get your thinking straight, and you can act better once you've done that.
And how about C?
C is communicate with confidence. So it's kind of like that fake it till you make it. People won't generally go after somebody who's acting confident, who's standing tall with their head up, who's speaking loud and clear. That's kind of like you're going to butt heads instead of having one overcome the other. So they'll avoid you.
And you got involved with this at Plymouth State University, where you're a recent graduate.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what did you do at Plymouth State?
I was a community advisor and a student of the dance ensemble there while I was studying to be a teacher. And I got involved with the RA program, which is resident advisors, so I was kind of like the mother hen of kids on the floors of certain buildings. I was their go-to person if they needed help or questions or guidance. And I realized, at the college level, they're young adults making certain choices on the weekends or late nights, and their lives are their lives, and they need to learn how to take care of themselves. So I got together with the Plymouth PD and with our Plymouth State security officers, and we came up with these seminars to kind of teach kids, the faces of people who were around and in uniform, so then they wouldn't be as nervous to approach them if needed, and to get them connected with organizations around town like Voices Against Violence, in case something did happen or they knew of something that happened and they needed to outreach and get help or had questions.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
Very good. And how about you, Emily? What is your platform?
So my platform is adaptive sports. Everybody gets into the game. In 2013, I was part of a launch of an adaptive cheer team, the Bedford Jaguars. We were actually the first adaptive cheer team in New Hampshire.
Can you explain
cool.
what that means,
Yeah.
adaptive cheer team?
The team's basically mainstream peers doing cheer with kids with disabilities. And I've loved doing that program. This is actually my 5th year on that team. it's just a great opportunity to get more involved with kids with disabilities, and they have so much fun. It's really great. I love it.
So how do you interact with the kids, and what is that like to be on a team with kids with special needs?
Well, we are called peer partners, and each adaptive kid has a peer partner, and they just help with motions, cheers. We do dance. We actually perform on the mat with them, provide encouragement. So kind of fun stuff like that, and they love it.
I bet a big confidence builder for those children too.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand you've been down to Orlando several times.
Yeah, we actually took them to nationals 2 years ago. They loved it. We all went to Disney together. It was such a fun time.
That's terrific. How many kids are on the team?
So there's, I think, 7 this year on the team, which it's been growing a lot the past few years.
7 total?
7, not including peer partners,
Okay,
but
so
14 in total.
So is there partnered basically?
Partners with each kid with disability, yeah.
That's nice. Very nice. And you're involved in some other programs as well.
Yeah, I actually started a club at my school that hopefully I can, what I did with the adaptive cheer team, I can push into my school. So we started a club called the Bulldog Club, and the goal of it is to just get kids with disabilities at school more involved with students at BHS. So we do different activities. We've gone to the talent show. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Thanks.
So now, girls, I understand you're both dancers. So speak to possible participants in future programs of Miss Bedford Scholarship Program. And what kinds of things could they bring to the program as far as talent, and what are the other requirements to be a contestant in the Miss Bedford program? Stephanie?
Sorry.
It's okay.
So there are requirements when you're competing. We call it a local because Miss Bedford, once you win the title, you are then eligible to compete for Miss New Hampshire, which is the state level, before you compete at Miss America, which is our national level. So to compete at a local level, you need to fill out, we have paperwork, so we all filled out a resume and a platform statement, and that is an essay that explains what your platform is going to be and what your plan of actions are if you do win.
Which were very impressive on both you girls.
Thank you. After that, they'll need to have a talent, and they don't have to dance. We've met a couple of different girls. We've met singers. I've met 2 speed painters. It's amazing what you can do in a minute, 30 seconds with a canvas and art.
Someone did karate.
Yeah, someone's done karate. We've had spoken word poetry, and sign language. So you can really do just about anything that you love and have a passion for. And if you can turn it into something for like a quick little presentation, then you have a talent.
So what are the benefits of this program to you? What do you see? I'm going to ask Emily first.
So I think this program for me has just built so much confidence, and it gets you more involved with the community, which is always a great thing to have. And people who are interested in doing this should definitely consider it, because it just gets you out there and really brings confidence to yourself, and you have a platform which you can bring awareness to.
And how about you, Stephanie?
I absolutely agree with what Emily said. It's really just a program to not only promote your growth, but the growth of those around you. So it's a great way to make friends, to really learn about who you are as a person and what you stand for, and to help your community grow as well.
What kind of support have you gotten from the program locally, and your directors? If you could give them a shout out.
Yeah. Well, Emily Tolson and Melissa Stevens they've been awesome this year.
We love them.
They're awesome. I'm really sad to leave them. But we've done a ton of mock interviews. They helped us picking out our talent song, costumes, headshots.
Nervous phone calls right before you go on. If you're worried about anything, we can just text them and we know that they're there for us. And it's really great to have that mentorship going forward as you compete.
So you're talking about the state level then? This is before the competition
Yes.
state level? Yeah, that's terrific. Now, what have you been able to do as a title holder this past year?
So we've really been able to get to know the Bedford community more. I'm personally not from Bedford, but I've fallen in love with the events that we have done, like the Bedford Old Homes Day. That was wonderful, meeting so many local businesses and just getting to see the faces of the kids around. And I got to bond with Emily a lot. That was our first event together. So it's been wonderful getting to talk about my platform in a new area and really see a positive response to it.
So I'm actually from Bedford, so it's been great to do different events in my own town. We also did the Memorial Day Parade, which was fun. We
That's
even go to
terrific.
like different town events too. Like we do Christmas parades in Manchester,
Mhm.
so we can do other
Yeah.
events in different towns.
That's terrific. Now, Stephanie, you spoke about scholarship money for college.
Yes.
So, as the title holder, I imagine you did receive some money for that. So that was helpful to you.
Yeah, it's been absolutely like a blessing to have been able to compete and make money, just knowing that I can pay for my education and then go forward with it. Right now, I think since I've been competing since I was a senior in high school, now having graduated college, I've made over $20,000 in scholarship money. That's gone directly to my education with Plymouth State University, and now I'm starting to plan to go on for my master's. So.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
really
excited.
terrific. That's great. So there are local sponsors. Do you girls have an opportunity to speak to the sponsors at all?
We do with some of them when we can. We like to write them thank you notes to let them know we appreciate them. Like we got to use an auto fare car for the Memorial
Day.
Parade. It was great.
That's
We did a
fun.
little shout out.
Yeah, we did a nice little video. Put it on
the
our
Puritan.
Facebook.
We have the Puritan back room.
Murphy's Tap Room as well. They have, both of them have really great food. We like to eat it.
Very good.
Well, that's terrific. So the local businesses participating in this program are very meaningful.
Yes.
Yes.
And you couldn't get far with any kind of scholarship money if you didn't have
No.
the support of local sponsors.
No,
That's terrific. So what would you say is the hardest part about being in this program?
I think some people develop stereotypes about pageants. Some people think it's just beauty pageant, like you just have to go up there and look good, but this program is so much more than just beauty pageants. We do
so much more.
interview, we have talent, onstage question, you have to go to different local events, get more involved with the community, have a platform that you can spread out to the community, but it's definitely really great. I like,
Maybe you can each speak to what has inspired you to choose your particular platform.
Well, my inspiration started initially with my older sister going off to college. She got a full scholarship to Troy University of Alabama, and we know absolutely nobody in Alabama. We're from New Hampshire and Massachusetts, my family, so we were all kind of like shocked that she was going off on this venture.
So far away.
Yeah, it wasn't like, if something were to happen, we could just easily drive like 20 minutes down the street.
Sure.
So I was really nervous about her being off on her own. And
You sound like her mother, not her sister.
well, sometimes when you have a big family, you switch hats a lot.
That's interesting.
So I started it with her friends, and that's how I did my first seminar. And then as I got older and experienced my own life things and had friends that went through different experiences, I realized, this is something that I really care about. It's deeply rooted in who I am as a person, and I want to push it forward and just take care of everybody else, because at the end of the day, you're irreplaceable.
Right. And if you can keep people safe, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Emily? What was your inspiration?
The inspiration for my platform was actually my sister. She was born with Turner syndrome, which is a genetic disorder, and she has some physical disabilities, like she's short, low set ears, some learning disabilities, but I know all she's capable of. She has surpassed all her disabilities, and so I kind of just want to spread that to other kids and give them more of a chance to do different activities with their mainstream peers.
That's terrific.
Thanks.
That's terrific. Does she participate in the Jaguars?
She's a peer partner too, yes.
Nice.
We
Very
cheered
nice.
actually on the Jaguars for 8 years before, so
Oh, that's
we've
great.
been involved with the program a lot.
That's great. And now, Stephanie, you said that you have aged out of the program now.
Yes.
That's hard to believe, but you've aged out.
Thanks.
So you've been participating for 7 years, and now this is your first year, Emily.
This is my
and
first year,
So
yes.
what do you intend to do with this program? Continue on in the future?
Well, I actually just recently won a new title, Miss Auburn's Outstanding Teen, so I'll be able to compete for Miss New Hampshire in February again, which I'm very
terrific.
excited for.
Wow. You'll have a
And
good mentor here,
I
right?
will.
I'm sure.
Definitely call her up for
Please
questions.
do. Don't worry about it.
And this is my last year in teen, so after teen I can go into Miss, which I think would be a great opportunity to win scholarship money for, like she said, college.
That's terrific. So you can continue in the program for a few years
Yeah.
until you get to be too old. So what are the age requirements?
So teen is 13 to 17, and Miss is 17 to 24.
That's great. It gives you a nice amount of time.
So you could be in this program for 11 years.
Yeah, if you really love it. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, we could get you in there for a couple.
So what would you say to local girls? What would their first step be to look into this for themselves?
They can look right on our Miss Bedford scholarship page. We have one on Facebook. It will link them into contacting Emily and Melissa, our directors, who are fabulous.
Yes.
And they can help lead them through the process. If not, they can go to missnh.org, which is the Miss New Hampshire official website, which sets out all the scholarship rules, the paper guidelines, and then it tells them when each local is going to be throughout the year. So if there's certain dates that they'd rather compete for, or if they're from a certain area, they can look and see what their area has to offer for them.
Okay. Speaking of their area, this area is going to be holding a pageant. When
September 16th.
Yes.
At McKelvey.
So that'll be interesting. Can the public attend?
Yeah.
Yes, you guys are more than welcome to attend.
So what time is it?
I think it starts at 5 or 5:30.
5:30.
Something like that.
And what could people expect to see? All the different areas of competition?
So
yeah.
everything but our private interview will be shown. So every girl has a private interview with the judges. I know for Miss it's about 10 minutes long. For Teen it's...
Teen is 6 minutes long.
So they have that much time to get to know you and ask you questions and really get to see what you're about. And that happens before the show starts. And then once the show starts, you know, the girls get to introduce themselves. They'll compete in talent, on-stage question, evening wear, lifestyle and fitness. For Miss, we compete in lifestyle and fitness and swimsuit. And for the teens, they get to do a really fun fitness routine.
That's my favorite part.
That's nice. That's nice. So how long would that program be about, that competition?
I would say maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours. Depends how many people compete in it.
And I understand the deadline for entering has not yet passed. It's September 2nd, which by airtime may have passed, but September 16th we'll definitely be able to go to see the pageant. So you don't know how many people you have just yet because it's not closed off.
It's not closed yet. We're
Right.
hoping to have a lot, though. It's a
Yeah.
really fun day.
Yeah. So healthy living is one of the areas of excellence that's required. Can you tell how they assess that in the competition? Is it the
So-
fitness
Yeah,
program?
so it's the
teen-
fitness.
Yeah, the fitness part.
So you have to do...
So for teens, we do a little fitness routine to show how fit we are, which is fun. I actually really like that part. Some
You should
people
see
don't.
her
but
push-ups. They're
well,
amazing.
you've already
We do a push-up.
one push-up?
Only one, but yeah.
That's good.
I mean, she looks at you and she'll smile as she does it. And she's like, this is great. And we're all
That's
just
so
like,
cute.
wow.
I'd ask you to demonstrate, but not in that outfit.
Yeah. Then we show our guns.
Do you really?
Yeah.
She shows off her
that's
muscle.
cute. Is that part of the routine?
That's part of the routine, yeah. They usually have a set routine for each local, and then you do the same routine for Miss New Hampshire.
And well, promoting health and fitness
Yeah.
rather than just beauty and being too skinny or something.
Yeah.
Right. And let me ask you, you have some interesting facts about yourselves written on the website there.
Yes.
Who wants to start?
You can start.
Okay.
Well, one of my interesting facts is that I share my birthday with my youngest sister.
That's nice.
Like I said earlier, I have a family of, there's 4 of us, and my youngest sister and I are 12 years apart. So it's really cool to be able to have that experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your birthday?
February 28th.
Nice.
Yeah. So we luck
So-
out with school vacations most of the time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so
Maybe
we'll spend a day together. It's really fun
that's
for
sweet.
us.
Very, very nice. That's one. What are some others?
Oh my goodness. I'm a 4th degree black belt in Sensei in the Shaolin Kempo martial arts.
Wow. So that helps with your self-defense.
Yes, it's where I got a lot of my experience with my seminars that I teach and what I pull from with technique and how to explain it in everyday verbatim. And I'm going for my 5th degree in a couple years, so then I'll be a master.
Wow.
And I really can't wait.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
How about you, Emily? What are your interesting facts?
So I'm actually a triplet. I have a brother and a sister.
Very nice.
Yes. And I also have 10 cousins. We all live in Bedford, which is pretty cool. So I was excited when I won
Oh,
Miss
that's
Bedford's outstanding
terrific.
team.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
My family
fantastic.
lives here.
That's
they all
very
could come
exciting.
attend to all the events. So
That's great.
yeah, it's fun.
That's really nice. Do you have any other interesting facts you want to share?
Well, I've also been dancing for 12. Actually, this is gonna be my 13th year dancing.
Wow.
So big dancer.
I read you had some terrific roles that you were able to perform.
Yeah.
And you had been named. Give me the name of what particular honor for dance.
Well, I won a few titles last year, which was I had won a title at Headliners competition, so I was teen headliner for regionals. I also was an ADA title holder at regionals.
What's ADA?
Oh, it's American Dance Awards. It's just a big competition.
Very nice. Well, congratulations. You've got a
Thanks.
lot going for you.
Thank you.
How is it going at the high school with your new club?
Oh, it's going great. We kind of recently started last year, so hopefully it'll keep on growing this year into the next year, so I'm hoping that'll. And we already have like a few events we want to do, so
That's terrific.
at our school. Yeah.
Well, do you have any warnings to kids, like don't be afraid of this and don't be afraid of that for entering into this?
No, I mean, I would say if you have an interest at all, just give it a chance. Like
Definitely.
The scariest thing is taking the first step. It's filling out that paperwork for the first time or just making the decision like consciously, like, yes, I'm going to give this a try. And then from there, it's nothing but fun. And
It's so fun. And you meet so many amazing girls here.
So what is it like? Are there meetings that you would attend when you first start out, or is it through the directors, the co-directors? How do you interact within the program before you get to a pageant?
So before the first local, well, you initially will email or reach out to the director so then they know you're interested, and they kind of correspond either through email or through the Facebook Messenger app that they use, and they'll let you know what works best. And then from there, they'll set it up with you. Some locals do have like a meeting beforehand to go through if they have any production rehearsals that they want you to be a part of or to know about. Miss Bedford, we're very laid back. It's great.
Yeah.
Emily and Melissa kind of just will talk you through what they need from you, and if they need you to fix something or if they're missing something, they're really great about telling you as soon as possible. That way everything's in and done and set. And then we just go in for the day, and we get to meet all the contestants, and we kind of walk them through how the day's going to go, and then they do their interviews. We kind of run through the show so they're ready, and then they get to compete.
So you both competed in the winter time for the state title.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
I competed at the very end of April, so we got a couple of sunshine days. It was really nice for us in between breaks because as a Miss contestant, if you make it to the state level, you're actually competing for a whole week. So we'll have like the Miss New Hampshire Ball, which is our fundraiser, one of the last fundraisers that we do as a class. And then you have like the Monday off. Tuesday you'll go in and you'll move in, is what we call it, move-in day, because the girls stay at the Bedford Country Inn for the week. It's really great. They're wonderful there. We love having them as one of our sponsors. And then you'll compete and interview on Wednesday. So all 28 girls compete and interview all in one day. I don't know how the judges do it. And when you're not in your interview, you're running through your talents, you're going through choreography that they've given you, you're making sure that you're ready at your best self. So some girls will take breaks and they'll take a nap or they'll go for a walk. I was prepping interview stuff for teaching, and then you'll go through rehearsals in the mornings and you compete in the prelims Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And how about for you, Emily?
For teen, it's a little different. We actually competed in February, but it's only throughout one weekend, and you don't have to stay anywhere. You can go home at night, which is really nice. But I was really intimidated. It was my first time competing for Miss New Hampshire's Outstanding Teen, but I had already made a few friends in the program, so it was a really fun weekend.
It's terrific. How many girls are there?
There
When
are
you're there.
There are 27?
there's 28 Miss. I think there's going to be 28 teens this year, but I
28
think
teens.
there might
That's
have been
nice.
less last year.
I think there's 27 last year.
So will you be watching the Miss America pageant?
Yes.
Definitely.
And you think we have a good representative from New Hampshire?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We
Lauren
do.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
She actually dances at my studio, and she's awesome.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
So we'll be cheering her on then.
Yes.
That's great. Well, let me see if I did want to ask you about the process for becoming eligible, and it requires a fundraiser for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And so what is that like? What is that process like for you?
Sure. So the Children's Miracle Network is the national platform of the Miss America program. So they ask that even all the way down at the local level, girls are raising awareness for what the program does and how it helps out because they have a partnership together. So before every local title you compete for, they do ask that you fundraise about $100 to be eligible. And then once you win your local title, so as Miss Bedford, I had to raise $250 for the Children's Miracle Network Hospital. And the money goes right to the facilities that are treating the kids and working with the parents and the families to help them out.
That's terrific. And our local affiliate is the Boston Children's Hospital. So that's terrific that they have that partnership.
Yeah, it's
with
great.
them. Well, girls, I think we're just about out of time. I'm going to ask you to just say, your 3 favorite things about what you've taken from this.
So my 3 favorite things are definitely building confidence in yourself, getting more involved with the community, and you meet so many great people that are lifelong friends.
Terrific. And how about you, Stephanie?
I'd have to say self-growth, learning who you are, scholarships for school to further your education, and then really getting to make a difference for people that you care about in your communities.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations to both of you. You're
Thank
wonderful
you.
representatives for Bedford's program. And I wish you luck as Miss Auburn next year.
Thank you.
And you'll have a fun time at the pageant in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, girls. It was very nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
And that is it for Around Town. Please check the McKelvey Middle School on September 16th for the Bedford Miss Bedford Scholarship Program Pageant. Thank you.